The reason for this live stream today is that I'm going to record a session of the Code and Character podcast with Ivan from Webwash tomorrow night, and we're going to talk about Obsidian. It's been a while since we've done a podcast together because people will be moving internationally and things. So what I am going to do is get up to speed on Obsidian. I've been using it for a while. I installed it, got the basics of how to set up a vault, how to write files. Obsidian uses Markdown files. That's what it does. I already pretty much know Markdown, and I've just kind of figured it out from there. There's so much more to it that I don't know. It does graph views. It does a canvas that I don't understand what that is or how to use it. And rather than sit down and watch YouTube videos, I thought I'd go through the documentation and really do a deep dive. Spend some time here for now, see what we learn, what we can learn together and figure out. Because a lot of people rave about it. It's kind of up there with Notion. Some people use Obsidian and Notion. Other people just use Obsidian. Other people just use Notion. They're not really the same thing, but people do some of the same jobs. I believe from what I've looked at, a few videos I've watched, Obsidian's pretty powerful with all sorts of plugins to do amazing things. And just when it comes to note taking, right? I'm not that great at taking notes. The things I don't know, like, do I want to do a huge big document? How do I scope that? Should I do a series of lots of little documents? Things like they're the sort of questions I've got. Beyond just technicalities of how to use this thing. I'm going to put my screen on big while I'm chatting. So that's what I want to know. All sorts of things. Just get a general overview of Obsidian and see what I can learn, and have this video to refer to as a record and a documentation of what I discovered and what I learned, get my thoughts in order, help me prepare to have a chat with Ivan tomorrow and see where we go. Of course, he uses it, I use it. Plus there's let's go through my thoughts. There's also all the things about syncing. There's a paid service you can use to sync Obsidian to a remote server and sync it to your phone. I don't want to pay $4 a month for that. There's enough things to pay for already. Everything's service-based these days. It's like, once it added up, so expensive. Like, it's only $4, but it's $4 on top of $10, on top of $11, on top of another $20, on top of $40, on top of another $10, and you just next thing it's just, and that's per month. No one can afford all that. It's ridiculous. Well, maybe, of course, some people can, but anyway, I don't really want to be paying for things. Here we look at Sync. That's where we were before. $4 a month. You know, like pricing. You know, personal use. Download Obsidian, use it locally. That's what I'm doing. I'm not using it commercially. But for the sync, now they're just it's just the vault's a pile of Markdown files. One of the first things I did was just add Git to it. I'm a dev. If you don't know what Git is, it's a version control system you can check, designed for checking code in and out, but it works on, since Markdown files are plain text files, it works the same. So it does, if you've got a file and you can push it up to your remote repository of a snapshot, and then if you make changes of it, it'll kind of look at which lines have changed and store those different lines, and you can push those changes up instead of changing the whole file, and keep a whole history of everything that's changed to your file. You use it in development with code, but it works perfectly fine for plain text documents as well. So that's what, first thing I did was just open up a repository on GitHub, push it up there, and then I can open up GitHub on my phone and read it in the browser. There's an app for Obsidian on your phone, which I haven't installed and worked with. There is also, I don't know how the sync works, right? And I imagine that because I've also got cloud storage at rsync.net. Let's go have a look at that, rsync.net, just quickly, because I'm thinking about ways that I can sync this thing. So if you go to this cloud storage for offsite backup, I imagine on that remote, it's just SSH. I'm sure I can get an app on my phone to be able to mount an SSH folder on my phone. And mount the copy of, like, I should be able to sync my local Obsidian vault up to rsync.net. You know, what is it? It uses Git. I don't know what Git Annex is. Use SFTP, SCP, Borg, a number of different ways to do it. could possibly put a Git repo on there and do a Git push the same way and then mount that on my phone potentially. I don't know. That's all stuff for the future, but that's the things I'm thinking in order to avoid paying yet another service fee. So let's go back to the download page. I did a little bit of looking around just at their website because I want to go through their documentation, and I had to hunt around and find it. Clicking all around these menus up the top, even in community, go forum, Discord chat, merch, developers, developer docs. I'm like, that's not what I want. Eventually, I came down to the footer and found help down here. If we go there, this looks much like Obsidian itself, but here's the Obsidian help. We've got all sorts of cool stuff here. You can't see that. I'll get the hang of this eventually. Here we go. Now you can see that. And let's do a zoom in a bit more so you can see. We don't need that interactive graph on the side. Zoom in. So we've got down getting started, import notes, user interface. So part of getting started is download and install. I've already done that. I don't really want to go into the installation. It's pretty... Let's open in a new page. Let's go. Like the download's pretty easy. I'm on Linux. You come here, download an app image. If you're on Linux, but if you're on like iOS, Android, Windows, you can install it. Those you can figure out how to install it. Like downloads an installer for Windows. You can work out how to do that. The first thing you're going to do is set up a vault. So why don't I get out of full screen? I've got my Obsidian open here. This is the one I've been using. I've just been playing with the graph view. You know what I don't know how to do is how to zoom this. I don't know how to zoom in Obsidian. That'd be something nice to learn because you guys probably can't read that text too well. But you'll want to, first thing when you open this, it'll ask you to create a vault. The dialog looks like this. Create new vault, open folder as a vault, open vault from Obsidian sync. So we're not using sync. I've already got a pre-existing vault. So you'll see this, go through this and create a vault, which is just a folder that contains all the subfolders and files of your text files. So for example, right, we see this is my one introduction in the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People folder called One Introduction. It's just some notes about chapter 1 of the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. So you can actually open that in, right? So you can see it's in my home documents. Obsidian Vault is where I stored the vault. 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. It is just a .md file, which we open with a text editor. That's it there, right? So it's just markdown in a text file. A .md file is very simple, very easy. So all these files just live in that directory. That's the basics of Obsidian as I understand it. You can put links between files. There's a link to ChatGPT, but where's an example of one that's probably linked? Here's the notes for my... Yeah, so these are little notes on basic configuration for Drupal for a course I'm building. You see I've got a little link here to the structure page. So it goes from here, click that, and I'll open this structure file. Boom, links. That's about all I know about Obsidian. I played with this graph view because I saw it. Not sure what to do with that. It shows which files are linked with each other. So this is what I want to learn. So enough rambling from me. Let's go back to the website and get into it. Let's just jump into the help. And so that explains why I kind of skip most of this download and install, create a vault, create your first note. Why don't we start there and really get to the basics? We've already got a vault. And I'm just going to go through this and see what we can learn. So what have we got? Oh, look at that. This comes up nice and big. So I'm just going to go through this and we'll learn something. So Create your first note. Notes in Obsidian are stored as plain text files. This means your data is durable and not locked into a proprietary format. By writing your notes in plain text, they'll outlive any app, even Obsidian itself. Which we understood, because they're just a pile of markdown files, which is awesome, right? So to create a new note. To create a new note, press Control-N or Command-N on Mac OS on your keyboard. Type Obsidian as the name of your note and press Enter. Copy and paste the following text into your note. So, what's it say? Obsidian is the private and flexible writing app that adapts to the way you think. That's it. So let's go to Obsidian. What did it say? Press Control-N. Call this Obsidian. How do you Obsidian? And then, oh, here's an interesting thing. I've got Vim bindings added in. I love my Vim bindings. So I can kind of use my Vim, jump to the end, jump to the front, use O to start a new line. It's even got, you know, command, got to press I to type something, press escape to go into command mode, press X to delete. But that's the Vim bindings. You can just use the arrow keys, which you can't see me doing this, but it's a text editor. I've got Vim bindings in there. It's one of the first things I did was turn Vim bindings on. It's what I'm used to. So we've done that. Cool. Formatting text. Obsidian supports Markdown syntax to make text bold, italic, add links and headings. So we're going to learn a bit about Markdown by the looks of it. Copy and paste. Why don't we do it? Copy and paste the following text at the top of the Obsidian note. The hash symbol turns the next line into a heading. So, Vim bindings. Have I pressed Control? I've got caps lock on. Let's paste this. All right, so see that hash made it paste as a heading. Cool. All right. It auto saves too. I'm in the very habit of doing my Vim Control W business. So because I've got the Vim bindings, when I hit Control, where they press the colon, it does this command thing down the bottom. I can save the file. It auto saves anyway. It auto saves, which is cool. In your note, select the text and press Control B to make it bold. Right, so select the text, Control B, and it puts those little asterisks around it to mark it as bold. Press Escape, and there you go. So now it's bold too. To learn more about how to format your notes using Markdown, refer to the basic formatting syntax. Let's open that up. Oh, this is all on Obsidian Help. That's handy. Good place to look up the formatting syntax. Excellent. Cool. Lots of stuff. Learn more. Learn how to link notes to create a network of connected thoughts. You may also want to check out the sandbox vault to explore other features of the application. Ooh. Okay, well, let's have a quick look at linking notes. I mean, I already know how to do it, but to link notes. While Obsidian is great for taking notes, the true power of Obsidian lies in being able to link your notes together. So we're getting close to the questions I had. Shouldn't do this, it makes the camera shake. By understanding how one piece of information relates to another, you can improve your ability to remember them and form deeper insights. In this guide, you'll learn how to create and navigate links in Obsidian. So tell me how to make links. I want to learn more about when I should link, when I should include information in a single document, or when I should break it out to another document. So it's pretty easy. In this step, you'll create two notes and link them together using the double quote bracket syntax. So let's go create a note with the name 3 Laws of Motion. So we know how to do that now. We can go to Obsidian, press Control N, type 3 Laws of Motion, and now we've got our 3 laws of motion note down here. Paste in this text. The laws of motion are 3 laws stated by Isaac Newton that describe the relationship between the motion of an object and the forces acting on it. Cool. All right. Create another note with the name law of inertia with the following text. It's a very classic example, but we'll get the hang of this. The law of inertia is one of the... Hang on. Let's create this. See, what do we do about folder structures and stuff? Anyway, law of inertia. We'll put this text in there. Cool. Done. And at the end of the sentence, press the left square bracket twice on your keyboard. Type 3 to find the first note you created. Press enter to create a link to the highlighted note. See, should have put a space in there. We'll do that. That was pretty easy. Okay, that was pretty easy. Press enter to create a link with the highlighted note. Now, the law of inertia is one of the 3 laws of motion. There it is. The law of inertia is one of the 3 laws of motion. So we should be able to click that and go to the 3 law of motion and go back. Open the 3 laws of motion note by clicking on the link while pressing Control or Command OS. Now see, we've already got that open from making it before. And a graph view. So these tabs, we don't know about those yet, but what did it say? By pressing Control and clicking on the link. See, it opens in a new tab. Okay, that's what pressing Control did. It doesn't say that, but that's what pressing Control does. Opens a new tab. Step 2, create a link to a non-existing note. Cool. You can create links to notes that don't exist yet for when you want to dive into a topic at a later time. Okay. So in your 3 laws of motion note, select the text Isaac Newton, press the left square bracket twice on your keyboard to create a link. The second link has a more muted color to indicate that the note doesn't exist yet. Create the note by clicking on the link while pressing Control. Isaac Newton, I reckon. Highlight that. Is that my Vim bindings are playing with that? Of course, I'm in command mode. All right. Oh. Pardon me. Oh. All right, let's try this again. If I've got to go into insert mode first. Yeah, so in insert mode, press that. Ah, right. Often press enter up there, don't you? Ah. All right, so there's our link. And now I can create that note. Oh, it gives you fills in the title for you. Nice. When I press Control and click on that link. Okay, navigate between notes. As you've seen in the previous steps, you can click a link while pressing Control or Command on macOS to go to the linked note. Another way to navigate between notes is through backlinks. A backlink lets you navigate in the opposite direction of an existing link. Open the Isaac Newton note. In the right sidebar, click the Backlinks tab. See, I've heard about this, but I haven't used it. See, we're learning. Ooh. Under linked mentions, click the mention in the 3 laws of motion to go to that note. Is that a tab? Cool. That's not how I expected it to look. I thought it was going to pop in a big tab like this. See, I don't. Oh, they're they're stack of tags I've made in the past. Yeah, backlinks. Why did this pop open down here? Hang on, so let's go. What have I done? In the right sidebar, see I didn't have the right sidebar open. Click the backlinks tab. Under linked dimensions, click the 3 laws of motion. So let's go back to Isaac Newton. How did I turn this thing on? Turning that on, right. But we want to get the sidebar. So in the sidebar, click the backlinks tab. Now we can see the 3 laws of motion linked. Go to Isaac Newton and we can get back to the 3 laws of motion even though there's no link in here. Of course, the backlinks. Okay, got it. Another way to navigate between your notes is using, down here. Another way to navigate between your notes is using a visual representation of how your notes are connected. Desktop. In the upper right corner of the note, click the More options, select Open Linked View, select Open Local Graph. Click any of the nodes in the graph to navigate to that node. Sorry, what did we go back? What did we want to? In the upper right corner, click the More options, select Open Linked View. Open Linked View. Open Linked View, Open Local Graph. Oh. So we can. Okay. Cool. Learning stuff. Why did my mouse jump around like that? Okay. Isaac Newton. Laws of inertia. Nice. Okay. Okay. Just a quick look. Anyone here? Oh, people have been here. Move that over there. All right. Back to we don't need to know how to do it on mobile yet. I'll worry about that later. Understanding how your notes are connected becomes increasingly more difficult as your vault grows. Okay, yeah. Learn how to use the graph view to gain deeper insights from your knowledge base. All right, let's not go digging too far just yet. Let's go back to where we were before. Creating your first note. We'll come back to this later. All right, now we've okay, so we've done creating your first note, and then we've done linked notes. The sandbox vault. Let's learn what this thing is. Obsidian Sandbox Vault is a feature that lets you explore various functionalities without affecting your existing data. Okay, nice. Somewhere to play around. This vault is helpful both as a learning tool and for debugging issues. It helps determine if a problem is caused by a plugin, theme, or the application itself. Okay, themes, huh? The Sandbox Vault is not available on mobile devices. However, you can download a copy from the Obsidian Help repository for use on mobile. Opening the Sandbox Vault. You can open the Sandbox Vault in multiple ways. In all cases, it opens separately from your current vault. Left sidebar. Expand the left sidebar. Next to the Vault switcher, press the Help icon. Select Open next to the Sandbox Vault. All right, so let's go. Hold on. So what did we say? Expand this left sidebar, which we've done. Next to the Vault switcher, press the Help icon. Down here. So this is the Help switcher, the Vault switcher. Help icon. Sandbox Vault. Open. Aha. A whole new window. Wish I knew how to zoom this. Sorry, but that's what we get. Okay, so we got the sandbox vault open now. I really want to zoom that. Wish I knew how. Why don't that thing go away? There's something here about zoom. No. Hey, that's better. That zooms the whole thing. Is that as far as it goes? That's as zoomed as we can get. Anyway, just playing around. You can also do it with the command palette. Enable the command palette core plugin. Open the command palette. Search for OpenBox Vault. Press enter or select the item to open the sandbox. So let's close it and do it that way too. So let's close our sandbox and do this command palette thing. Enable the command palette core plugin. I don't know how to do that. Core plugins. Command palette. Well, what do we got here? Bunch of plugins. Format converter. Convert Markdown from other apps to Obsidian formats. Okay. Nice. What do we got? Canvas, bookmarks, backlinks, daily notes. Daily notes. File recovery. Restore recent snapshots. No, okay. Files. Browse the files and folders in your vault. Graph view. That's what that's for. It's a plugin. Note composer. Merge two notes or split one into two. Handy. Outgoing links. Show outgoing links and detect unlinked dimensions of other notes in the current note. Show the table of contents for the current note. Page preview. Properties view. Show the metadata for your files in the sidebar. Oh, nice. Host your notes online as a website wiki, or we'll look into that. Quick switcher. Jump to other files with your keyboard. Open a random note to rediscover a review. Search for a keyword in all notes. / command. Trigger commands in the editor by using the / key. Create a presentation by using two separate slides. Synchronize your files for Obsidian Sync. Tags view. Templates. Lots to learn. Unique note creator. Create notes with unique timestamp prefixes for workflows like Settle, Kasten, or Slipbox. Don't know. Word count. Show word count workspaces. Did you see command switcher? Command palette. Already on. Is that the one it wanted? Command palette. Open the command palette. Command palette, that's this. All right. Now I know how to zoom too. Hang on, let's go. Appearance. Zoom. No, this is already fully zoomed. Command palette. Sandbox. Open sandbox vault. Alright, okay, cool. We learned a bit. Cool. What are we going to learn next? Close the sandbox. Close the sandbox vault. Open the Obsidian sandbox window. Alright, so now we know how to play with the sandbox. There's its graph. Oh, fun. Cool examples of things. Oh, wow. It'd be worth going through at some point. All right. What's next? Import notes. Okay, apps come and go, but your data should last. Obsidian uses non-proprietary plain text markdown files stored locally on your device. You have total control over your data, which means you can use Obsidian offline and switch to another app easily if you ever need to. I love that. It's because it's markdown files. Import from other apps and file formats. Notion, Roam, Microsoft, Evernote, Apple Notes, Google Keep, Bear HTML files, Settlecasted Notes. Don't know what that is. Markdown files. Don't see your app? You can request it or contribute to the open source repository for the importer plugin. Additional guides have been shared by our community that may help you migrate to Obsidian. Look, I don't really use any of those. That's pretty neat. Now, what do we learn about sync? What can we learn about sync? Syncing means keeping your notes up to date across your devices, such as your laptop and phone. The easiest way to sync your notes between your devices is to use Obsidian Sync. Yeah, but that's the paid thing, right? Yeah, plans and storage limits. How do I go back? Note that using multiple syncing services at the same time, using Obsidian Sync and Dropbox may cause data loss, corruption, or other. What do you mean? Hang on. So you go, oh, the easiest way to sync your notes between devices is to use Obsidian Sync. But looks like there's other ways to sync. That's what I wanted to know, because you can use Dropbox. Learning stuff. Find out more about using Obsidian Sync with other services here. Hang on, let's see what we got. This is what we wanted to know. On-demand cloud storage. Some cloud storage services such as OneDrive and Dropbox allow you to only download files when you use them and later remove them locally to free up space. Since the files are no longer available locally, Obsidian Sync believes they've been deleted and removes them from your remote vault. To use Obsidian Sync together with files on demand and similar features, make sure to configure the services to always keep the files on the device. Yeah, but I'm not going to use those. I'm either going to use rsync.net or GitHub if I can. If you don't want to use Obsidian Sync, this page lists alternative methods for syncing your vaults with multiple devices. If you don't use Obsidian on your mobile devices, you can use any third-party service that syncs a local folder to a cloud storage. For example, you can use any of the following. You can probably just use rsync.net too. Excellent. Dropbox, Google Drive, OneDrive syncing. To sync your notes, follow the instructions for the service you're using to sync a folder on your local file system, then open the folder as an existing vault on all your desktop devices. Yeah, but I do want to sync with my mobile phone. I haven't installed the mobile app yet, but I'm interested. iCloud, Drive and Windows, not using that. Sync your notes to iPhone and iPad. iCloud Drive. Oh, this is what I do. Right, working copy. If you store your notes in a Git repository, you may want to look at working copy, a Git client for your iOS. What about Android? To sync using working copy, still interested. Create an empty vault on your iPhone or iPad. Use the set up folder sync action and select your empty vault. Commit and push any changes to your vault using the working copy app. While we don't officially support this method, several other users have reported that they've successfully used working copy to sync their notes. Yeah, but bloody iOS. Why is my preferred syncing service not officially supported? Unlike some note-taking apps which access one file at a time, Obsidian requires access to your entire vault for many of its features. For example, renaming a file requires Obsidian to update all links to that file across the vault. Achieving this functionality consistently and reliably with other services can be challenging or impossible. Obsidian officially supports Obsidian Sync and iCloud Drive, but there are many alternative syncing solutions available from other developers, including community plugins. Where are my vaults stored? If you choose not to use iCloud Drive when you create your vault, Obsidian stores it in a local file system on the Obsidian app. Other apps such as Working Copy can access your vault by selecting the vault from the file system. Before you uninstall Obsidian on iOS, I don't care. Sync notes on Android. Okay, exciting. The easiest way to sync your notes on Android is using Obsidian Sync. Yeah, of course. Since Obsidian stores notes in a local folder on your Android device, you can also use any app that let you sync a folder such as Drop Sync and Folder Sync. Let's find out about those. Obsidian creates an Obsidian folder in the Shared Documents folder. Any folder under Documents Obsidian is considered an Obsidian vault. You can utilize the ability to change your configuration folder per device to maintain device-specific settings even when using a syncing service. Okay. Let's not worry about that just yet. Let's look at these things. Cool. Drop sync. Auto sync for Dropbox. What? No, not Dropbox. Folder sync. Folder sync enables simple sync to cloud-based. Let's zoom. Can you sync to like rsync.net or GitHub? Folder sync enables simple sync to cloud-based storage to and from local folders on the device SD cards. Supports a wide range of different cloud providers and file protocols, and support from all platforms added continuously. Root file access supported on rooted devices. Probably does SFTP. All right, that's worth a look. Folder sync. But mind you, I wouldn't mind rather just to remote mount a Git repository. That's worth, until I get lots of images or something into my repository, it doesn't matter much because it's just text. And I can do it when I'm connected to the internet. Ooh. Okay. Back up your Obsidian files. This is cool. I want to go on folder sync. My phone's getting chockers. Got to clean up my phone. It's full of apps and stuff. I've been installing lots of apps recently. If you haven't backed up your computer yet, start now. Obsidian's file recovery plugin is a good beginning, but it's limited to notes and the snapshots themselves. See, I'm pushing to GitHub. Easy, right? Let's go on. Git's just the easy way to do this. I didn't know I was running that. That'll be bugging up my stream. Let's see if I go to my CD Documents Obsidian Vault. Here we can see here because there's the Isaac Newton and laws of inertia files we just created and the 3 laws of motion. So I can like add those. I can add all those folders and then do a git status. So we've added those new files. Git diff's not going to do anything, just I didn't think it would, but and then I can push them to my remote because I've already got Git set up. Got to commit it first. Put a commit message, Bevan. See if we do a git log, we can see that I added these files now. So We can see the files being added. Here's the contents of those files. And git push origin main. Now they're in my Git repo. Wouldn't it be cool if I could just mount a Git repo on my phone? Is there? I mean, that's one way to do this. So I've got to install Obsidian on my phone and see how we go mounting remote files. Because I could probably sync that same folder down to my rsync.net too. Something to play with. So that's learnt a bit about syncing. I want to learn more about how to use Obsidian. Don't care about updating it. Should go through this glossary at some point. Blech. Import notes, the user interface. So what have we done? Getting started. We've covered all the getting started. Import notes. Now we can go through the... It's hard to see. What's this search thing? Go. Why is this search thing here? Get out of the way. Funny how that happened. Right, sorted. Getting started. So we've been through that. Import notes. So now it's time to learn a bit about the user interface then. No, I'm getting tired. I'm going to call this soon and start this again tomorrow, I think. About 42 minutes in. I think we'll hit up the user interface tomorrow morning. I'm going to call it. All right. Thanks for being with me. See ya.